If you are doing hair regrowth treatment or minoxidil application, how to know that you are actually making a progress? And today I will share with you a case study from someone who have been following Rapid Regrowth program for the last 6 months, and he have shared with me his progress pictures during that time. And I want to show you what to look for in terms of values here, in terms of first regrowth, and to see that treatment is actually working for you, right? So if you are able to spot those values here, if you are able to see how the progress is according, it will help you to basically gain knowledge what to expect from the treatment you are doing, right? In terms of the timeline, in terms of the recovery. And if you don't see the same results, that basically means there is some kind of issue, right? Either the treatment is not working for you, or you have underlying problems preventing from treatment working. So let's dive into it. I will share with you my screen. So here is the pictures that he shared with me, and those are values here that he noticed at around 10 weeks mark. And this is a guy in his early 30s, right? So he had a hair loss for a while, like he had a hair loss for about a decade, around 10 years. And he had a slow hair loss during that time, right? It was not aggressive hair loss, it was slow thinning over time. And the thing is that if you have a hair loss that has been occurring for shorter time frame, or you, let's say, are in your mid-20s or early 20s, then you can see those values here according much sooner compared to this guy here. But again, this is how those values here look like in early stage of recovery. And you may wonder how to know the difference between values here from Minoxidil and the values here that is originally on the scalp itself. And let's take a look at this picture here. Like you can see that values here from Minoxidil, they are often having a stronger structure to them. Like they are darker and they look stronger, right? So those are the values here from Minoxidil, for example. But for example, the hairs that he had to begin with, they are often possibly a bit longer, a bit more whitish in color, for example. They are not as dark as values here from Minoxidil, right? So that's the difference between them. And here is one more picture just to show you example. And then what happened is that he shared with me also his results back in May, beginning of the May, and you can see that he didn't have to use microscope anymore. He was actually able to see and spot those values here growing out in his temples and even into the hairline itself, right? And this is, again, a good sign that treatment is working, that everything is going in the right direction. And he just has to be patient, make sure that nothing happens that could be affecting the values here growth activity. And then he also shared with me his progress pictures in June as well. And so this is earlier in June. He shared with me his progress pictures, and you can see there is much more here that is growing out. And some of those values here has become longer as well, right? And you can even see that there is more growth activity more further down in his temples. That was not the case in the previous picture from May, right? Like you can see that his temple was much more empty back then compared to what happened in June. And he also shared with me his results now in yesterday, in July. And this is his results now. Like you can see, that he has been able to fill in even more of those dark values here. And also the hair that he have been getting back, they have become longer as well. So this is a good sign that treatment is working, that he is making progress, and things are going right direction. Right? And you can see also that the hair or values here that is more of, they often are occurring more in areas where there is already existing hair. Right? So those are areas that fills in first, and then as time goes by, the other areas also keeps filling in and get stronger. Right? And you can see that he also has a decent amount of the hair growing out in, for example, his hairline area. There is a lot of vellus hair activity, a lot of growth activity, which is a great sign. And some of them also are becoming longer. You can see there is a lot of growth activity according here. So those are things you need to look for in terms of hair recovery. And remember that if your hair loss has been going on for a while, then it will take time to see results. It will take time to reactivate the follicles and also see results in terms of follicle reactivation, in terms of growth itself, right? And what is very important is that you actually work on doing things that is helping those follicles to become stronger and develop into terminal hair, because it is fully possible to develop those hair into terminal hair, but you have to be sure that you have micronutrients. You have to be sure that you don't have any underlying problems that could be preventing from those values here to actually develop into terminal hair. But it is possible, right? It just requires efforts, it requires time, it requires that you are diligent on working the problem, but it is possible to recover the hair and get into the terminal stage. And this is his 6 months results. So what will happen next is that he will keep progressing, right? So each month that goes by, the hair is gaining, it will become stronger, longer, and he will also have more of those values here as well. Right? So this is usually what happens. So this is something I want to share with you in today's video, guys. And let me know in the comments how did you find this video. If you have any questions about your treatment, or you want to learn more about in terms of how to like optimize the treatment or anything else, let me know in the comment section and we can catch up there. Thanks for watching. See you guys and see you next one.